In this video, you'll sharpen your investing skills by better understanding Charlie Munger's savvy strategies. Here's your once-in-a-blue-moon freedom to plunk down and pick the brain of one of the present best speculators. These chapters offer an individual greeting to enter the skilled psyche of Charlie Munger, an incredible speculator and monetary accomplice of Warren Buffett. As the VP of Berkshire Hathaway, Munger has done very well as a speculator, to say the least. These chapters give you the key to his prosperity, sketching out in clear detail the means you also can take to sharpen your insight and become a keen, common, and effective financial specialist simply like Munger. Why is value investing like waiting for a bus? Why you ought to become more acquainted with the impulses and stresses of Mr. Market? And why don't simply stay there? Accomplish something. Is some unacceptable motivation for a financial specialist? Extraordinary financial specialists like Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett dedicate lots of time to learning more. Have you known about Charlie Munger? He's the amazing speculator and monetary accomplice of Warren Buffett, an easily recognized name with regards to savvy, effective contributing. However, that is not all. Munger is additionally VP of Berkshire Hathaway, where Buffett is CEO. It should not shock anyone that Munger and Buffett have guided Berkshire Hathaway more than effectively. Berkshire Hathaway is the fifth biggest public organization on the planet. Its exercises are wide, with interests in areas, for example, protection, account, energy, utilities, rail cargo transport, assembling, and administrations. The organization likewise is the sole proprietor of drive-through eatery chain Dairy Queen, a tire producer Fruit of the Loom, and personal luxury plane organization Netjets, to give some examples. Berkshire Hathaway likewise holds significant stakes in monetary administrations firm American Express, technology monster IBM, and the Coca-Cola Company. On the New York Stock Exchange, Berkshire Hathaway's normal stock is recorded with the exchanging images BRK and BRKB in December 2014. A Berkshire Hathaway Class N offer sold for more than $220,000, the most expensive per-share exchange on the NYSE, in 2015. The yearly income of Berkshire Hathaway was $200 billion, which makes one wonder, how did Berkshire Hathaway become such a triumph? The organization's prosperity was based on the splendid contributing techniques and sharp personalities of Munger and Buffett. For Munger, his prosperity as a financial specialist originates from his relentless craving to show himself new things. In fact, he is the ideal illustration of his conviction that effective financial specialists should learn machines. Munger and Buffett devote 80% of their working day to perusing, making getting huge loads of information a key piece of their work. Munger says he wasn't brought into the world a business genius, however, sharpened his speculation countless hours through endless long stretches of perusing and engrossing data day by day for quite a long time. Munger follows a contributing framework that centers around effortlessness and expands on what you definitely know. Financial specialists like Munger, Buffett, Irving Kahn, and Seth Klarman all depend on one strategy, the Graham-Esteem contributing framework, invented by Benjamin Graham, an American market analyst and expert speculator. What settles on this framework? A particularly famous decision among the world's best speculators. This framework depends on straightforwardness. A definitive objective of the Graham-Esteem contributing framework is just getting things done inside your skill. As Buffett likes to say, contributing is straightforward, yet difficult. As opposed to getting into convoluted speculations that you may not completely comprehend, acknowledge the restrictions of your insight and spotlight on sure wagers. Doing so will make sure about your far superior outcomes. After the Graham framework, Berkshire Hathaway sorts its potential venture openings into three containers: in, out, and to tough. The in container holds advantageous expected speculations and is the littlest crate. The out container contains dreary freedoms. The too tough bushel holds openings that look incredible yet are at present external Berkshire's fitness. On the off chance that you follow the Graham-Esteem contributing framework, you likewise center around purchasing shares for not exactly their future procuring potential. In any case, in doing as such, you need a solid portion of persistence sitting tight for them to appreciate. Seth Klarman compares contributing to sitting at a bus station and hanging tight for transport even though you have no clue about when it'll appear. It's your work as a financial specialist to zero in on long-haul results to make the most awesome aspect of your speculations. You must be prepared to stand by until underestimated shares recover their worth. You've additionally had the chance to trust that the correct second will make another venture. In contrast to baseball, there are no strikes in contributing. There's no compelling reason to hit the ball with each pitch. Simply prepare sure you're to swing when the correct ball tags along. All in all, incredible contributing requires a sensible methodology, also tolerance and fortitude as well. For straightforward thoughts help a sharp financial specialist stay collected and watch out for long-haul openings. Munger accepts that pretty much anybody can follow Graham's worth contributing framework, as its rules are so basic and effortlessly applied. Munger himself follows for significant standards, handily received by any worth financial specialist. To begin with, treat possessing an offer as a proprietorship in a business. You won't comprehend the estimation of your offers except if you really know the organization wherein you are contributing. Any valuation of an offer should begin with a valuation of the center business. Second, purchase at a markdown to give yourself an edge of security. An edge of security is the distinction between the offer's present market cost and its natural worth. That is, its future income. Consider this after vehicles on a roadway. By keeping a protected distance between your vehicle and the vehicle before you, you can foresee or respond to abrupt developments all the more without any problem. Drive excessively close, and you could confuse a move and crash. The equivalent goes for contributing. Instead of attempting to foresee future value hops, focus on your monetary well-being and purchase at a deal cost. Third, consistently stay on the correct side of the market. A Graham esteemed speculator realizes how to spot mispriced resources and perceive the abnormal, even bipolar, practices of Mr. Market. The exemplification of the contributing crowd. Some of the time he's discouraged and sells resources at a deal cost, while on different occasions he's happy and pays far more than he ought to, if you can spot them. Speculator mix-ups, for example, these are brilliant freedoms for you. Also, fourth, stay level-headed. This is harder than it sounds. You must stay dispassionate while choosing speculation openings. Contributing is indicated by your mindset as absurd and at more terrible, hazardous. To guarantee your level-headed side is consistently in charge, make an agenda that causes you to partition errands into basic squares. This permits you to register at each progression and guarantees that enthusiastic blunders aren't sneaking in your cycle. As Munger says, objectivity is something you must cultivate. Investing in the push to remain cool is justified, despite any trouble, as you'll try not to commit silly errors. Above all, a value investor needs to develop patience and courage to go bravely against the pack. It's sufficiently not to have an incredible speculation methodology. You likewise need to develop character attributes that will keep you on the way to progress. To survey, Munger accepts persistence and mental fortitude are fundamental qualities for any incredible financial specialist. The best venture openings come around when the market is unfortunate. This is imperative to know. The thing is, nonetheless, that foreseeing when the market will get nervous is inconceivable. Nothing remains at this point but to trust that a deal will show its face, and invest the energy while you hold back to acquire helpful data about other venture openings. All in all, a don't simply stay there, accomplish something approach conflicts with the way of thinking of Graham's esteemed contributing. However, holding up can be testing if your partner is holding up with being ineffective. In any case, moving around shares to habitually likewise implies higher charges, expenses, and costs, so don't allow your bothersome exchanging to finger you. Be focused and adhere to the cat and mouse game. A Graham esteemed financial specialist should likewise be courageous. In some cases, it's difficult to take intense action when every other person is keeping their assets away from plain view. However, recollect, it's a market indiscretion that sets out the best venture to open doors for brave individuals. Battle the propensity to follow the group and you may beat the market. In reality, this system resembles playing poker. Not every person can dominate a match. It's simply unrealistic. The equivalent goes for contributing. It's numerically outlandish for each speculator to beat the market. You must keep a free psyche and realize when to part from the pack. Along these lines, the most noticeably awful occasions for different speculators become the best occasions for Graham esteemed financial specialists. Lastly, recollect that no one is always right, not even Charlie Munger or Warren Buffett. We as whole commit errors. Be that as it may, by developing control and fortitude and driving yourself to learn new things consistently, you'll generally improve and your ventures will flourish. Apply wisdom from a scope of various orders to help you settle on better contributing choices. The Graham esteemed contributing framework isn't the solitary structure Munger follows. He likewise channels the standards of common astuteness in each contributing decision he makes. Common shrewdness is a one-of-a-kind structure that utilizes a bunch of mental models or perspectives across a scope of orders. Brain research, history, science, physical science, theory, and science. Munger accepts that these all have insight that comes from each control's novel method of seeing the world. By looking at conduct through these various focal points, An adroit speculator can spot likenesses and examples where other less smart financial specialists won't. So how would you develop interdisciplinary astuteness? Invest energy finding out about various fields, however not simply by gathering heaps of realities and data. All things considered. Center around the center thoughts of each order. For what reason do people in each field study what they study? How would they structure information? Also, how would they use it? These inquiries will help you discover insight in pretty much any social or characteristic science. Whenever you do this, you're prepared to begin relating these pieces of astuteness to one another. This is the thing that will help you settle on choices as a speculator. For example, say the cost of an item has as of late expanded, yet the organization is as yet ready to sell the item in expanding numbers. Doesn't this occasion defy the financial norm of market interest? Of course. But it also fits into a model that can be found in psychology, that of a Giffen good, a product that a customer wants more when prices rise because it makes a good, exclusive or luxury item. Having common astuteness can bring an upper hand. Had a biased financial specialist noticed this cost increment, he may have chosen to desert the resources attached to the item. A common, astute financial specialist would perceive the item as a Giffen decent, conflict with the group, and adhere to his venture. Final summary. The main message in this book. Charlie Munger is an exceptionally successful speculator. Yet not because he's taken advantage of some strange kind of contributing magic. By following his rules of ceaseless learning, straightforwardness, tolerance, fortitude, and common astuteness, you also can help yourself by contributing. You like what you hear? Check out other personal development or business books. This video was made possible by your support. It takes a very long time to make one of our videos. So thanks to your contributions to Patreon and watching our videos, we are slowly able to do more and more of them. If you want to help us out, check out the Patreon page. If you like the contents of this video, check out other books in the description and suggest what book we should cover next.